Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, This Morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alexandra Carter. It is Wednesday, March 20th, 2024. Checking in now with News 8 meteorologist Bill Grahl. Bill, the calendar says March 20th, but it's going to feel a little more like December 20th, but then December 20th probably felt like March 20th. It's a lot to keep up with.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's maybe hard for us to complain too much with this 8-day forecast looking more like winter than spring compared to the past 6 weeks, which technically was winter, right? But it felt a lot more like spring with all of those 50s, 60s, even a couple of days reaching 70 degrees. But yesterday it was warmer, but also windy with highs in the 50s. We hit 53 in Eau Claire, 55 in Winona and Black River Falls, 56 here in La Crosse, even a 60 down in Boscobel. But it's going to be significantly colder today. All is quiet this morning, just some passing high clouds and spots. But again, those numbers yesterday above the averages of 48 and 28, 74 the record high. We set several record highs during the month of March in 2012, and sunrise time this morning at 7:07. So skies mainly clear for most, as just some clouds over to the north and east, some clouds down into Iowa as well. Current temperatures primarily in the 20s, but wind chill factors single digits in Ladysmith and Eau Claire. Feels like 8 in Preston, 14 in La Crosse, and 12 in Decorah. Plenty of sunshine today, but colder and still breezy as well. Highs in La Crosse around 36 degrees. I'm still tracking some snow for Thursday night into Friday morning. I'll have more information on that in just a few minutes.
All right, Bill, we will see you later. Thank you. Time now for the stories making headlines this morning. According to a new report from the FBI, crime rate in the U.S. is dropping. The FBI says crime declined significantly in the fourth quarter of last year in almost every category. That includes murder, violent crime, and property crime. The new data is from approximately 13,000 law enforcement agencies that police more than 80% of the U.S. Yesterday, President Joe Biden said in a statement the progress was, quote, good news for the American people. But he also warned there is still more work that needs to be done. The FBI will release its final data on 2023 crime in October. Texas's consequential immigration law is once again on hold this morning. Just hours after the Supreme Court said it could temporarily take effect, a federal appeals court issued a new order effectively blocking the law again. Are you keeping up? CBS's Jared Hill has the details for us.
This morning, Texas's sweeping immigration law is back on hold. Late Tuesday, a panel with the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals ordered SB 4 be paused yet again ahead of arguments this morning. The decision just hours after a divided U.S. Supreme Court said the law could temporarily take effect, urging lower courts to work quickly. SB 4 gives Texas law enforcement new powers to arrest, jail, and judges deport people accused of crossing into the state illegally.
So all Texas is going to be doing is basically enforcing the laws that were passed by Congress that Joe Biden is refusing to enforce.
The Biden administration argues SB 4 conflicts with federal immigration policy. As the Texas law works its way through lower courts, one local sheriff tells CBS News the state hasn't given guidance on how it should be enforced.
It's not like, oh, he looks illegal and we're going to put him in jail. We can't do that.
Tuesday, Mexican officials reiterated the country won't accept people the state tries to send back, calling SB 4 an anti-immigrant, xenophobic, discriminatory law.
The Fifth Circuit Appeals Court is set to hear arguments on SB 4 this morning. Other states looking to follow in Texas's footsteps will be watching the outcome of this case closely. Tuesday, Iowa's State House gave final approval on a similar bill. That now goes to the governor's desk. Whack jobs and morons. That's what Wisconsin's top Republican is calling the people organizing a recall against him. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos is who we're talking about. He's firing back at right-wing critics in his own party who filed a petition to recall him over his handling of 2020 election fraud claims. Vos hired an investigator who found no evidence of fraud and has refused to impeach the state elections chief. At a luncheon yesterday, Vos said a recall is unlikely.
Elections in a swing state
of fraud. And the challenge that we have is the people who organize this are so out of touch with reality. And I'm just going to keep saying it over and over again. They are morons. They are stupid. These people do not deserve the respect that anybody gave them in the media.
The Wisconsin Elections Commission says the recall petition didn't have enough valid signatures on it. ABC affiliate WISN in Milwaukee reports Racine County's district attorney has received dozens of complaints of fraudulent signatures on that petition. A final recall effort review is still underway. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz unveiling a new $250 million supplemental spending proposal to help cover extra priorities he hopes Minnesota lawmakers will consider this year. Caroline Cummings breaks it down for us.
Made generational historic investments in Minnesotans.
The $72 billion state budget lawmakers approved last year was the largest ever, covering the 2-year period we're currently in. The price tag for what Governor Tim Walz wants the legislature to consider this year is much smaller.
We're going to meet this moment with a smaller, intentional supplemental budget that addresses statewide needs.
The big focus in non-budget writing years is a bonding bill to fund infrastructure projects, which the governor says is the top priority. But he's also pitching $16 million to shore up emergency medical services that are on the brink of collapse in parts of rural Minnesota. A one-time boost to teacher pension funds, which would save an educator making $50,000 a year $450, according to Walz, and tweaking a new tax credit program designed to cut child poverty by allowing for advanced payments before tax filing season begins. That would create a cushion for people who previously met income limits for the credit but are making more money now.
You don't have that fear that if you get into the program, you might have to be paying things back at the end.
This plan from Walz would leave $2 billion on the state's bottom line for the next 2-year budget cycle, which lawmakers would begin discussing next January. That's important because revenue forecasters say that the future outlook shows that the amount of money that the state is bringing in is not keeping pace with spending. So lawmakers need to think critically about every single dollar they spend this year.
This budget, I think, fits all the bills that Minnesotans are looking for. Fiscally responsible by investing in our children, investing in the middle class, investing in our infrastructure and growing businesses, all while keeping a solid fiscal footing.
The state surplus available during this 2-year budget is $3.7 billion. Lawmakers will have to sign off on his proposal, and they're considering their own plans too. Time now 6:06. Still ahead on your morning news. SpaceX is announcing plans to launch a new Starship. As soon as May, we'll have a closer look at that in your consumer news. And some economists are expecting the Federal Reserve will keep interest rates steady during today's meeting. After the break, we'll take a look at a few of the global issues that are keeping the Fed from lowering rates. That and more coming up this morning. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. It's time to shine a light on famous amphibians. Today is World Frog Day. This croak-worthy celebration debuted in 2014 to raise awareness about providing frogs with safer environments. Animal experts say frogs have been around for about 256 million years, but nearly 200 of the approximately 6,000 species have gone extinct in recent decades. Don't go anywhere. Your consumer news at News 8 Now this morning is after the break.
Comfort, style, and savings. Come in now for the FlexSteel Spring Gallery Custom Order and Floor Sample Sale. Get 50% off select floor models and 40% off all custom orders. International Furniture, I-90, Exit 2, La Crosse.
Where there's a flooded basement, musty crawl space, or wood rot, there's an answer. American Waterworks. For more than 30 years, American Waterworks has been solving homeowners' toughest waterproofing problems. Schedule your free inspection and estimate today.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily Jardiance. At each day start, as time went on, it was easy to see. I'm lowering my A1C.
Jardiance works 24/7 in your body to flush out some sugar. And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too.
Serious side effects may include ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration that can lead to sudden worsening of kidney function, and genital yeast or urinary tract infections. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of infection in your legs or feet. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Jardiance is really swell, the little pill with a big story to tell.
It's spring bonus season. Time to take control of your spring in a new Ford SUV. Get started with exclusive spring bonus offers at your local Northland Ford dealers. Then own the season behind the wheel of your new Ford. Whether you're looking for new adventures or dominating the day-to-day, there's a Ford SUV waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Get in the driver's seat today. Now get a Ford Edge or Explorer with 1.9% financing for 66 months, plus $3,000 flex by cash. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
How about a bite of your lemon blueberry French toast for a bite of my strawberry cheesecake French toast?
This is my last bite. Try our new ultimate French toast platters, only at Perkins.
Hi, I'm Brody from Great River Harley-Davidson. If you haven't been in this year, consider this your invitation to stop by. We will be hosting our Grand American launch party Saturday, March 23rd. We'll be grilling out food, have special prizes for pre-registered guests, and test rides on the all-new Street Glide, Road Glide, and other 2024 models. Whether it's your first time on a bike or you've been riding for years, I want to invite you to stop into Great River Harley-Davidson.
Comfort, style, and savings. Come in now for the FlexSteel Spring Gallery Custom Order and Floor Sample Sale. Get 50% off select floor models and 40% off all custom orders. International Furniture, I-90, Exit 2, La Crosse.
Hey, welcome back. A good Wednesday morning to you. It's currently 6:10. Check of the Schoolcast. As you get the kids ready for their day, you're going to want to make sure they're prepared for some breezy and colder conditions. We'll see plenty of sunshine, but it's going to be what I like to call deceiving sunshine. 24 at 7 a.m., 29 by lunchtime. Afternoon highs only around 36 degrees, but those winds making it feel even colder. Dog walking forecast looks like Milo is all set for the cold today with a little flannel jacket on there, hoping to walk with Jan at some point. Again, if you don't mind the chill in the air, it's going to be a decent day sunshine-wise because we'll see plenty of that, and then clouds will increase overnight tonight. Now, currently, skies are mostly clear across the region. What you need to know, lots of sun today, but breezy and colder. Still tracking that snow chance for Thursday night into Friday morning, and it's still looking like anywhere from 2 to 5, maybe 6 inches of snowfall from this system across the region. And then more unsettled weather Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday with a chance for some snow, rain, and a mix. Depending on the day. We'll discuss that in detail with my 8-day forecast a little bit later. In the meantime, just some clouds off to the north and east, some more clouds down into Iowa, but again, mainly clear locally. 20 degrees in Eau Claire, 25 in Winona, 26 in La Crosse, and 25 in Viroqua. So most spots in the 20s, but it feels like single digits in Eau Claire and Ladysmith, Preston and Rochester. Feels like 13 in Winona, 14 in La Crosse, and 11 in Decorah. So plenty of sun today, but breezy and colder, highs only around 36 degrees. I'll detail that snow chance coming up with my 8-day forecast in about 3.5 minutes.
In your consumer news this morning, SpaceX says it hopes to launch its massive Starship rocket again in early May. That would mark the 4th test flight of the most powerful rocket ever built. The 3rd and most recent took place last Thursday. The Starship spacecraft reached orbit and flew for about 40 minutes before it broke up while re-entering Earth's atmosphere. The company's chief operating officer says engineers will focus on getting the re-entry right for the next flight attempt. Certain fruits and vegetables you eat may contain high levels of pesticides. According to this year's Shopper's Guide to Pesticides in Produce, approximately 95% of non-organic strawberries, leafy greens, grapes, peaches, and pears contained pesticides. Dubbed the Dirty Dozen by the group who produced the study, nectarines, apples, bell, and hot peppers, along with cherries, berries, and green beans, rounded out the list for the most contaminated. Pesticides have been linked to preterm births and with heart disease, cancer, and other disorders, so make sure you're washing your produce. And Sonic wants to help you celebrate next month's eclipse. Look at this. Even if you're not in the path of totality, the fast food restaurant is launching a limited edition drink called the Blackout Slush Float. It's black and the black color celebrates darkness from the eclipse. But what does this celestial event taste like? Well, Sonic drew inspiration from the Big Top and Tropics. It's described as cotton candy and dragon fruit. The beverage is topped with white soft serve and blue and purple galaxy-themed sprinkles. A black drink, interesting. The Federal Reserve is meeting today to vote on whether to change interest rates. Chairman Jerome Powell is set to announce the decision this afternoon. Amy Kiley reports on what many investors predict he'll say and why.
It's not going to be clear when they will start.
But what is clear to many analysts is interest rate cuts probably won't start today. That's despite a meeting of the Federal Reserve.
I think Chairman Powell has said we may be getting to the point where we will cut, but of course he hasn't said when.
Meanwhile, the economy is doing fairly well. Wages are rising, making it easier to pay high prices. Unemployment is low and recession fears are easing. So when it comes to interest rate cuts, what's the holdup?
The Fed can control only what it can control. It cannot control global events.
Inflation's general path toward cooling has some speed bumps. Economists say the war in Ukraine continues to affect global oil and food markets. And companies say Mideast unrest makes it harder to get oil and other goods through the Red Sea.
Since October 7th, we've seen an increased cost in the shipping of goods again.
This economist also points to recent domestic issues like the auto workers' strike, government shutdown worries, and the Silicon Valley Bank collapse. Still, he says the economy is probably doing better than people think. Wall Street predicts interest rate cuts will happen sometime this summer, just not today.
Are things perfect? No. Are they better than what people are feeling? Yes.
And gas prices are now higher than they were 12 months ago, as we told you yesterday morning. That wraps up your morning consumer news. Time now is 6:15. Let's check in with News 8 meteorologist Bill Grahl, who has a look at today's forecast. Hi, Bill.
Hi, Alexandra. Well, yesterday was warmer, but it was windy as well. A high of 56 degrees, but hey, better than the mid to upper 30s like we saw on Sunday and Monday. And 16 of the 19 days this month of March have been above average. But looking at my 8-day forecast, a lot of blue boxes are going to go on that graphic over the next week or so. All is quiet this morning other than some breezy conditions, and it is rather crisp out there as well. 26 degrees in La Crosse. Feels like 14, though, thanks to a northerly breeze at 10 to 20 miles per hour. 20 for you folks in Eau Claire, and a wind chill factor of 5. My goodness, with winds gusting to 25 miles per hour. Happy first day, full day of spring, right? Temperatures are in the 20s for most locally, that 20 in Eau Claire to 31, the warm spot in Boscobel. But again, a blustery north to northwest breeze sustained at around 10 to 20, gusting to 25 miles per hour in spots, and that's pushing wind chills into the single digits in Ladysmith and Eau Claire. Also single digit wind chills over parts of southeastern Minnesota and northeastern Iowa. Feels like 14 in La Crosse, 15 in Viroqua, and 11 in Decorah. Wind chills will remain on the cold side this morning and then gradually improve as we head into the afternoon, but it's going to be a cold day nonetheless. Skies are currently clear, just some cloud batches to the north and east and also to our south and west down into Iowa. But what I'm tracking, first of all, the cause for the colder conditions today was the cold front passage over the past 24 hours. It's this little disturbance that's going to organize over the north central Rockies and bring us snow tomorrow night into Friday morning. So Sky Tracker shows mainly clear conditions for today with lots of sunshine and dry. Tonight, clouds increase, but nothing falling from those clouds as of yet. And then heading through the day on Thursday, mainly cloudy conditions, but still dry. It's not until later Thursday evening, especially after about 10 or 11 o'clock, you can see that batch of snow starts to transition east and southeast across the area. Maybe even some bursts of moderate to heavy snow at times, and that could make for a tricky Friday morning commute. Now, snow tracker indicating anywhere from 2 to 5, maybe 6 inches. Don't get too overly concerned by these 4 to 8 inch numbers. That's the forecast model indicating those areas have a chance for maybe 4, 5, even 6 inches of snow. But again, a general 2 to 6 inch snowfall is looking like a pretty good bet across the region from this system Thursday night into about the first half of Friday. Temperatures today will be colder. Mid-30s in La Crosse, some 36s and 37s down to the south, and then low to mid-30s as we head back to the north, even some upper 20s for highs in parts of Rusk County, right around the freezing mark in Eau Claire and Chippewa Falls. So plenty of sun, but breezy and colder today, 36 in La Crosse, 20 tonight. Skies become mainly cloudy, and then mostly cloudy but dry tomorrow, 40. That snow Thursday night into Friday morning. Again, an alert day for that tricky, wintry driving conditions for Friday morning's commute. Butte. Dry Saturday, 39, and then unsettled again. Chance of snow or a mix on Sunday, rain or a mix on Monday with highs in the 40s, and a chance of rain and snow on Tuesday with a high of 41. So a lot of moisture chances, if you will, over the next 8 days, which is not entirely bad news because of the drought conditions that we're experiencing. But you kind of hope for rain this time of year rather than snow, but we'll take what we can get. Alexandra?
Yeah, we do need it, that's for sure. Thank you, Bill. Time now is 6:19. Still to come on your morning news. Like Bill said, we could be expecting some cold winter temperatures this weekend, possibly wreaking havoc on any spring planting you've done. We'll take a look at the best ways to protect your plants from the cold.
Matchup in the Twin Cities last night. T-Wolves welcoming in the defending champs, plus a big one for the Badgers on the way this Friday as they gear up for James Madison. I'll have it all coming up in the Blitz.
We're an implant-focused practice. I think the advantage of a father-daughter practice is, I've been at this for 30 years now. I learned things that worked well and things that didn't work so well.
And it was fun to be able to just jump in and kind of complement that. I feel like it made both of us stronger.
You don't expect it when you walk into a dental office. You don't expect the family aspect, but when you walk into our doors, we're going to give you that.
If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
What I love about T-Mobile is that just about anywhere you go, you're going to have coverage.
Where I live is a rural area. The coverage has been awesome.
Reliable coverage is super important for me, for my business.
And after investing billions to light up our network from big cities to small towns, T-Mobile is America's largest and fastest 5G network. See for yourself. Try T-Mobile's network free for 3 months. Your phone, our network, no strings.
They say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, they are correct.
Enjoy one of our tasty bagel sandwiches paired with a caramel frappe.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The Honda you want is here. Get a great offer on the stylish HR-V or the Civic. Which car and driver called fun to drive? There's never been a better time to drive in the moment with Honda. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
Whether someone is across the neighborhood, across the street, or across the room, you have the power to make them feel right at home. Ritz, a taste of welcome.
Welcome to the Blitz. The goal of raising a gold ball in Madison fell a few wins short for our Wisconsin boys basketball teams. A couple of seniors had breakout seasons to wrap up their phenomenal high school careers here in the Badger State. We'll start in Division II with Onalaska's Evan Anderson, the senior being named to the WBCA D2 All-State team as the MVC Player of the Year, guided the Hilltoppers to an 18-7 record, a perfect 12-0 record in conference play, leading his squad with over 23 points a game and finishing his prep career with 1,886 points. Anderson played his first 2 seasons at Black River Falls before eventually heading over to Onalaska before his junior season. Now the D1 commit will pursue his collegiate career at South Dakota in the fall. As for D3, no surprise here. Another dominant run for GET's Cody Schmitz as the senior was named Cooley Conference Player of the Year for the 3rd straight season. Schmitz averaged a league best 30.1 points and 11 rebounds a game. Despite suffering a foot injury last summer, Schmitz led the Red Hawks to the sectional final game, with GET falling just 1 win short of the state tournament. The 4-year varsity standout finishes with 2,654 points in his high school career. Let's go to the pros. Big one at the Target Center last night. T-Wolves hosting Denver. Minnesota down 13 in the second, but Jaden McDaniels throws it down. Wolves cut it back to 11. Then later in the second, Wolves still trailing, but Monte Morris, nice finish at the cup. Minnesota gaining momentum in the second half. Anthony Edwards looking to add to his highlight reel. There goes another and cuts it back to just 7. And Edwards was not done. Later in the third, just a 3-point game. Weaving through traffic, Euro step, and a beauty. That cuts it back to just 1. Let's go to the fourth now. It's Mike Conley's turn to dance his way to a bucket. Step back in the paint is pure. Timberwolves would grab the lead, but the two-time MVP with other plans. Other end, Nikola Jokic is going to drain the 3. Nuggets hang on for the win, 115-112. Well, the goal for every team at this point in March is to be playing your best basketball of the season. When it comes to Wisconsin, the Badgers are doing just that as they gear up for their first-round matchup this Friday night in New York. Despite struggling down the stretch, Badgers bounced back in a big way when it mattered most. 3 straight wins to start the Big Ten tournament, one of those coming against top-seeded Purdue, a team the Badgers fell to twice during the regular season. Then on Sunday, Wisconsin was just a couple minutes away from securing its 4th win in 4 days. Badgers ultimately falling short in the Big Ten title game against Illinois, but Wisconsin earning that 5 seed in its regional. That sets up a date with James Madison this Friday in Brooklyn. The Dukes finished the year with 31 wins. That's tied with UConn for most victories in D1 this season. Badgers head coach Greg Gard knows that it's never an easy ride, no matter who the opponent is at this point of the year.
We'll have to continue to play well. I think that's the main thing, is where we're at right now, and how we've been playing the last 6 games. We got to keep our foot on the gas in that regard. See how far we can roll this down the road.
Should be a fun scene from Brooklyn on Friday night. Wisconsin and James Madison tip-off scheduled for 8:40 p.m. That's going to do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Hardee's Philly cheesesteak favorites are back. Handcrafted creations with sauteed peppers, onions, and melty cheese to reinvent the signature Philly classics from sunrise to supper time. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
So my wife and I were very, very much concerned that we not get lost in a very large law firm. We got more than we bargained for as far as attention was concerned. I was informed, completely informed on an ongoing basis. Cole Dixon was very, very good about follow-up. He understood what I was going through. He had empathy. I would highly recommend Schwebel, Getz, and Sieben because they paid attention to me and they took care of us.
The 2024 Early Bird Home Show is your opportunity to transform the exterior of your home into something truly better than new. New seamless steel siding or attractive vinyl siding, new soffit, fascia, gutters, and window trim. Even new windows and doors will make your home better than new. Call, visit, or reach out online for a prompt free estimate on transforming the exterior of your home during the 2024 Early Bird Home Show, only at the Board Store.
Ram is built to serve, and you'll find the Ram you're looking for at Pischke Motors in West Salem or Pischke Motors La Crosse.
It's last call on a Hemi V8 1500 during Ram Truck Month. Stop into Pischke Motors now to see our great selection. Ram combines power, technology, comfort, and capability with unparalleled durability, towing, hauling. Ram's V8 Hemi 1500 has you covered. Hurry in before they're all gone for good.
Start your search at Pischke.com and then drive away in your new Ram.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if Arch Supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
Searching for gold at the end of the rainbow? Well, you can find it here at the King Furniture St. Patrick's Day sale. Get Shamrock with savings up to 60% off, plus 0% free financing, recliners, sofas, sectionals, and more. It's all here and it's all in stock and ready to be delivered. Plus, shop special savings in our incredible Lazy Boy Showcase. Let the shenanigans begin at the King Furniture St. Patrick's Day sale. Don't miss it.
The goodness of Hardee's 2 for $5 wraps just got better. Now choose 2 wraps for breakfast or 2 hand-breaded chicken wraps for lunch or dinner. Morning to night, get 2 wraps, $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
Download the News 8000 app today. You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
In your medical news this morning, a new study is finding more than 2/3 of young children in Chicago may have been exposed to dangerous levels of lead in the water there. According to that study, 75% of residential city blocks in Chicago had lead-contaminated water. City blocks with predominantly Black or Hispanic populations were less likely to be tested for lead and therefore more likely to have lead-contaminated drinking water. The Environmental Protection Agency proposing a requirement for replacing lead water pipes within 10 years, but it's estimated it could actually take up to 40 years to replace the city's more than 400,000 lead pipes. The Consumer Product and Safety Commission says there is no safe level of lead exposure for children. It can cause learning disabilities, impaired hearing, and impact growth. Wisconsin residents enrolled in Medicaid can now receive the birth control pill Opill with no out-of-pocket costs or even a prescription. Governor Tony Evers saying the birth control will start becoming available in some Medicaid-enrolled pharmacies today and expand in the coming weeks. The Democratic governor fulfilling a promise made in his State of the State speech in January that Opill would be available for free to Badger Care Plus members. If you don't have health care, Opill is still available on Amazon for about $20 for a month's worth of tablets. As we've been saying, it doesn't feel like spring, but it is officially here going by the calendar, and you may already be seeing some pollen. The CDC says more than 1/4 of adults in the U.S. and nearly 1 in 5 children have a seasonal allergy. If you're one of them, doctors say get ready. This allergy season could be a doozy. Mandy Gaither has more on what you can do now to protect against those spring allergies.
The air, literally.
With global warming, climate change, we are seeing these longer pollen seasons that not only last longer, but are stronger.
Dr. Purvi Parikh with the Allergy and Asthma Network says tree pollen may last through April or May, and then grass pollen will start to peak until June. Then there's dust and mold with which to contend.
What I tell all of my patients is start your medication early, right at the start of the season.
Parikh says preparing now before symptoms start can help control them. If you have asthma, she says to avoid attacks by getting on preventative or controller medicine early. For allergy sufferers, get on a regimen of nasal sprays and antihistamines, but get ones without a decongestant.
So that means without the letter D in it, because it's actually harmful to use that long term, like for allergies. But things like Zyrtec, Claritin, Allegra, those are all 24-hour antihistamines that actually work quite well.
Help avoid getting stuffy by using steam inhalation or neti pots to open up the sinuses. Keep windows closed, especially in the early morning at peak pollen time. Avoid going outdoors at peak times as well. When you come home, change your clothes, take a shower so that pollen doesn't go to bed with you, and use dust mite covers in the bedroom.
HEPA air purifiers work well for mold and animal allergies, but those air purifiers don't purify everything.
There are also several websites you can use to track pollen counts in your area. The decommissioned Genoa power plant is no longer standing. We told you it would happen yesterday morning. Now we've got some video. The demolition briefly closed Highway 35 and parts of the Mississippi River yesterday. The demolition comes after the coal-fired power plant was retired and decommissioned more than 3 years ago. It provided power to the Coulee region for more than 5 decades. The CEO of Dairyland Power Cooperative says the company has been working to close its coal power plants as they move toward using sustainable energy.
Transitioning to, for us, which is lower reliance on fossil fuel, moving to more renewables. This is the 6th closure, just to show our commitment to carbon reduction.
Ridge says they're looking to redevelop the land and start on a renewable energy plant in a few years. There she goes. After 14 years of service, the 10th Bishop of La Crosse is retiring and his replacement has been announced. Pope Francis announcing he accepted La Crosse Bishop William Patrick Callahan's retirement request after nearly 47 years as an ordained Catholic priest. The Pope appointing Bishop Gerard Battersby to succeed Bishop Callahan and serve as the 11th Bishop of the Diocese of La Crosse. Bishop Battersby shared with News 8 Now how he intends to start his new role.
My initial desire is to listen. And before I start to teach, I have to know the hearts and the disposition and hopes of my people. And so that's going to take some time.
Bishop Battersby will be installed as the Bishop of the Diocese of La Crosse May 20th at the Cathedral of St. Joseph the Workman. Spring may be in the air, but Old Man Winter not quite ready to leave. While the weather keeps flip-flopping, your budding plants could be left out in the cold. Barrett Leone shows us how to protect them from the upcoming weekend freeze.
Like many Minnesotans this time of year,
I'm ready for spring. I am for sure.
Janet Skalicki is ready for change.
Yeah, I'm looking for some color. With Easter coming up, I want some tulips.
But despite signs of spring,
we have a lot of spring bulbs coming up and blooming right now, so I have no idea what we're going to do.
Winter isn't over just yet.
If your tulips or irises are already coming up, it's normal because it has been warm.
Even with our mild season, Sunnyside Gardens store manager JP Pizzario says to keep your garden beds untouched.
Nature has their own ways to protect themselves. And as soon as we go with this spring cleaning mentality, we affect those cycles. Yeah.
Now, experts tell us we should wait until we hit 50 degrees consistently to do any spring cleaning. But with our warm up, it might have been a little tempting. So if you already did it, what's next?
Big chances are that those first leaves are gonna get a little damage, but that's fine.
You can protect your plants with elements like cotton sheets, frost cloth, and towels.
It's just some plants would be more tender than others, and that's where we kind of like take that extra step.
And don't get ahead of yourself.
People's very excited for color. It has been the weirdest winter, so everybody has this spring fever.
Because winter's teasing departure is just that, a tease.
Not excited. I just returned from Arizona for a month, and this is what I come home to, so.
If you do plan to cover your blooms this weekend, avoid using plastic. It only protects plants from moisture and doesn't add any extra protection against the cold. Speaking of the cold, let's check in now with News 8 meteorologist Bill Grahl to tell us what to expect on our morning commute.
Yeah, it definitely looks a lot more like winter over the next 8 days than spring, even though astronomical spring officially arrived at 10:06 last night. A live look through CityCam will show mainly clear conditions across the region and dry conditions as well, but it is chilly out there, so be prepared for that. You'll need the sunglasses for sure, with mostly sunny sky through the day, but it's going to be breezy and colder with highs only in the 30s, generally mid-30s in the La Crosse area. Now, you can see the lack of cloud cover for most areas this morning, and temperatures starting off in the 20s for most, right at 20 in Eau Claire, 22 in Black River Falls, 26 in La Crosse, and 25 in Viroqua. Wind chill factors, though, in the low to mid-teens in La Crosse, single digits to the north and west. Feels like 9 in Winona, 5 in Eau Claire, 8 in Preston and Burr. So plenty of sunshine, but colder today, still breezy as well. Highs around 36 degrees, again with those cold wind chills to start this morning. I'm tracking snow for tomorrow night and into Friday morning. I'll have the details of my 8-day forecast on the other side of the break. Alexandra?
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8. Dexton is turning 8 years old today. He loves playing hockey. Happy birthday to him. And Betty is turning 80. She loves farming, her flowers, and being around her friends. And if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button on the Home tab. March is Women's History Month, and the Women's Fund of Greater La Crosse is working tirelessly to empower women and girls in our area. After the break, Executive Director Sarah Ellingson shares insights on their initiatives and the ripple effect of investing in the future of women.
Comfort, style, and savings. Come in now for the FlexSteel Spring Gallery Custom Order and Floor Sample Sale. Get 50% off select floor models and 40% off all custom orders. International Furniture, I-90, Exit 2, La Crosse.
Washington has become corrupt. Career politicians sell themselves to special interests and end up working for them and not you. I've worked hard, been fortunate. I don't need their special interest money, and I won't take it. If you decide to elect me as your next senator, I'll donate my entire salary to a Wisconsin charity every year. I'm Eric Hovde. I can't be bought, and I'll put you and our country first. I approve this message.
We know you care. But if this is all too real for you and your loved ones, make the call. Because we care too. Home instead. To us, it's personal.
March is Theater Education Awareness Month, and the La Crosse Community Theater has partnered with La Crosse Schools to provide our youth with a magical experience of theater regardless of financial circumstances. The Star Academy summer camps are designed for both new and experienced youth performers and technicians. Our teachers are dedicated to building confidence, cultivating empathy, and expanding creativity. Find out more at lacrossetheater.org.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum. Spectrum Internet offers speed and reliability, while advanced Wi-Fi gives you best-in-class security for all your connected devices. And Spectrum Mobile delivers unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G included. Switch now and get Spectrum Internet for $49.99, plus advanced Wi-Fi and one Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line free for 12 months. Start saving today. Visit Spectrum.com, a Spectrum store, or scan to call now.
What's this? Time? Time for what? Time for the Great Vanishing Act. All this must go. What about me? You're the first to go.
Hey, I like it here.
Really?
The end is near. The savings are great on the remaining inventory of patio furniture and accessories. Great deals on gas and wood units. So hurry in for our ongoing retirement sale.
American Home, Fireplace and Patio, Highway 16, West Salem.
Comfort, style, and savings. Come in now for the FlexSteel Spring Gallery Custom Order and Floor Sample Sale. Get 50% off select floor models and 40% off all custom orders. International Furniture, I-90, Exit 2, La Crosse.
Welcome back, everyone. A good Wednesday morning to you. It is 6:41. Live look through CityCam shows quiet conditions in terms of the lack of cloud cover, but it is breezy and it is colder as well. You will definitely feel that when you step outside. 26 degrees out at the airport and downtown. North winds at 15, though, making it feel like 14 degrees in La Crosse, and even colder in Eau Claire. 20 degrees for you folks. Winds gusting to 25, and that's making it feel like 5 whole degrees. Happy first full day of spring, right? Temperatures generally in the 20s locally, ranging from that 20 in Eau Claire to, well, 31 in Boscobel is the warm spot relative to everybody else, but most spots in the lower to middle 20s. Again, blustering north to northwest breeze sustained at around 10 to 20 miles per hour, some gusts upwards of 25 miles per hour. And that's pushing those wind chills into the single digits all across northern portions of the viewing area over towards Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids, also parts of southeastern Minnesota, single-digit wind chills. Even feels like 9 in Winona and Viroqua. The rest of us having wind chills in the lower to middle teens. And that will be the trend over the next couple of hours before they slowly start to moderate into the 20s this afternoon. Now, skies are mainly clear across the region, so we're going to stay dry today, and we'll see plenty of sunshine, but eventually that system off to the west, this area of low pressure over northwestern Montana, that's what I'm tracking for tomorrow night into Friday as it tracks east-southeast across the region and brings a good chance of snow to the region Thursday night into Friday morning. Not today, though. Plenty of sunshine and dry, albeit colder. Tonight, clouds increase, but still dry. And even our Thursday, plenty of clouds around, but nothing falling from those clouds as of yet. Not till later Thursday evening, after about 10 or 11 o'clock, we'll see that snow start to transition east-southeast across the area. Could even see some bursts of moderate to heavy snow at times where those darker blues are as that snow tracks through, and that could make for some wintry driving conditions for that Friday morning commute. Now here's Snow Tracker indicating a general 2 to maybe 5, even 6-inch totals. Don't get overly concerned with those 4 to 8-inch totals. That's the model picking up that chance of maybe 4 or 5, even 6 inches in those locations. But again, a general 2 to 6-inch snowfall looking like a decent bet at this time. So that's definitely going to make for some slick travel overnight Thursday and into about the first half of our Friday. Temperatures today, mid-30s in the La Crosse area, some 36s and 37s far south, and a little bit chillier as we head to the north, 34 in Black River Falls and Whitehall, 32 in Osseo, and right around 32 in Chippewa Falls, 33 in Eau Claire, even some upper 20s up towards Ladysmith. So plenty of sun today, but breezy and colder, 36 for the high. 20 tonight, skies become mostly cloudy, and then mostly cloudy but dry tomorrow, 40. That snow likely Thursday night into about the first half of Friday, an alert day due to wintry driving conditions, especially for that Friday morning commute. A break Saturday, but then it gets unsettled again. Chance of snow or a mix on Sunday, maybe some additional accumulations then. Chance of rain or a mix on Monday with highs in the 40s, and a chance for some rain and snow next Tuesday, highs around 41. So very wintry over the next 8 days, and a lot of chances for some significant precipitation as well. That's the latest check of my 8-day forecast. Alexandra has a guest this morning. Back to you.
Thank you, Bill. March is, of course, Women's History Month, a time to celebrate the invaluable contributions of women throughout history and here in our communities, too. The Women's Fund of Greater La Crosse is dedicated to empowering and enriching the lives of women and girls. This morning, we're joined by Sarah Ellingson, the group's executive director, to discuss their initiatives and the importance of supporting local girls and women. Good morning, Sarah.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So just start by telling us a little bit more about the goals and mission of the Women's Fund of Greater La Crosse.
Yeah, well, our mission is to have a positive impact on women and girls in our community, and we do that through partnering with organizations, encouraging philanthropy, and advocating for women and girls in the community. And our main goal is to build overall a more equitable future for women and girls.
Okay, an important goal there for sure. Yes. So tell us a little bit more about how the fund works to enrich the lives of women and girls in our community.
Yeah, well, we do it. There's probably 4 ways mainly that we work to enrich the lives of women and girls. First one is by encouraging philanthropy and encouraging women and girls to get involved in organizations and in issues that they feel passionate about, either with, and philanthropy can be money, time, talent. For example, we have over 50 volunteers that help work to make the programming that we do possible and the grant making possible. So that's one way. The other way is through our grant making. We offer, every year we fund programs throughout the community that are working hard to build better lives for women and girls and to build a more equitable future for women and girls. This past year we gave $100,000 away to over 20 programs that are providing better access to education for women and girls, affordable transportation for women and girls, safe and affordable housing, access to childcare and healthcare, and just enrichment activities as a whole too. We also educate ourselves and advocate in the community for issues. We spend time with the organizations that we work with to be sure that we're aware of what the issues are, and then in turn educate the rest of the community on what's important for women and girls in our community, what's their challenges, where their successes are, and that helps fuel our funding as well too, and is able for us to better direct our funding to the right organizations and to the right processes and the right initiatives. And lastly, through our own programming, we also enrich the lives of women and girls. Each year we have a fall luncheon where we invite a speaker in to share a unique or extraordinary story about herself. This past year we invited Matika Wilbur, who's a nationally known photographer, and she shared with us the different important issues and challenges that Indigenous women and girls face in our community.
Okay, very cool. And then you've got an event coming up too in the spring, is that right?
We do, yes.
Okay, tell us about that.
Yeah, we have our Spring Fling, which is coming up on April 27th. That's a great opportunity for us to kind of celebrate our successes over the years. We educate the attendees as far as what we've been doing over the year, and it kind of kicks off our fundraising for the year. And overall, it's a good opportunity for us to raise funds so that we can, over the years, continue to grow our grant funding and continue to support programs that are doing amazing things for women and girls.
And how long has the fund been in the community?
26 years.
Okay,
yeah,
wow.
We were founded by 2 women in 26 years ago. So.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And so if somebody wants to get involved, wants to support you, maybe attend an event, Where can they go to learn more, and then how can they get involved?
Yeah, I recommend they visit our website. It's a great opportunity to see the events coming up. We invite anyone to attend. Tickets are available for the Spring Fling right now. They're going quickly.
Okay.
And yeah, and then also look out for the fall luncheon, and yeah, advocate and give to the Women's Fund if you're able to.
Okay, great. So we had the information up there on the screen. What is the website, just if people are listening without looking at their screens?
Yeah, womensfundofgreaterlacrosse.com.
Okay, great. And then final question before we go, why is it so important to invest, in the development of women in our community, especially during something like Women's History Month?
Yeah, well, just 2% of funding nationwide goes to programs that directly support women and girls. Yet we represent 50% of the population, but we're more likely to live in poverty. Women are more likely to be a single head of household for a family, more likely to make less than their male counterparts. So it's just important to uplift, and overall, and a community does well when women are doing well. Our economy does well, and investing in women and girls allows them to be full participants in society. So.
Okay, well, Sarah, thank you so much for sharing these details of your cause with us this morning.
Thank you.
All right, and we're back after this. Stay with us.
We've done many, many renovations. We bought an old house and have made it into an up-to-date house. Whenever anything involves plumbing, the first call I make is to Maxwell White. Their technicians put together a great final product.
In my lifetime, I've been knocked around a few times. No matter how many times you get knocked down, hell, you got to get up off the turf. Back pain, knee pain, you name it, I had it. But when I walked into the Good Feet store and got fitted for arch support, I feel so much better. Very little pain in my back. I feel no pain in my knee. It is nothing like it. No matter who you are, whatever position you hold, in some way, we can help somebody. And that's what the Good Feet store does. They help you keep going with life.
Your best selection of commercial vehicles is at Osseo Automotive in Osseo. From medium-duty trucks and vans to super-duty work trucks, cube vans, chassis cabs, and more, you'll find the most popular commercial vehicles from Ford and Chevrolet in one location. Drive home a 2023 Chevy Silverado work truck for just $39,900 with $84.55 in discounts and rebates, or a 2023 Chevy Express with Wabash Cube van for only $54,900. Get to work with a new commercial truck or van from Osseo Automotive in Osseo.
As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin invites you to experience the thrill of gaming like never before. With 6 locations across the state, there's something for everyone. Whether you're a slots enthusiast, a poker pro, or prefer the excitement of table games, we've got you covered. Plus, indulge in delicious dining options, live entertainment, and exclusive promotions that add even more excitement to your visit. Come join the fun at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin.
Whether it's a bathroom remodel or comprehensive plumbing services, we at Maxwell White strive to keep our neighbors safe and comfortable in their homes, offering honest, upfront pricing on every service, all backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call Maxwell White today.
What happened, what's going to happen, and the weather. Sometimes that's all you have time for. Lucky for you, that's exactly why we're here. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Welcome back. It's 6:52. Time for your morning news now. Whack jobs and morons. That's what Wisconsin's top Republican is calling the people organizing a recall against him. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos firing back at right-wing critics in his own party who filed a petition to recall him over his handling of 2020 election fraud claims. Vos hired an investigator who found no evidence of fraud and has refused to impeach the state elections chief. At a luncheon yesterday, Vos said a recall is unlikely.
There's a ton of fraud. And the challenge that we have is the people who organize this are so out of touch with reality. And I'm just going to keep saying it over and over again. They are morons. They are stupid. These people do not deserve the respect that anybody gave them in the media.
The Wisconsin Elections Commission says the recall petition didn't have enough valid signatures on it. ABC affiliate WISN in Milwaukee reports Racine County's district attorney has received dozens of complaints of fraudulent signatures on that petition. A final recall effort review is still underway. After 14 years of service, the 10th Bishop of La Crosse is retiring and his replacement has been announced. Pope Francis announcing early yesterday morning, he accepted La Crosse Bishop William Patrick Callahan's retirement request after nearly 47 years as an ordained Catholic priest. The Pope appointing Bishop Gerard Battersby to succeed Bishop Callahan and serve as the 11th Bishop of the Diocese of La Crosse. Bishop Battersby sharing with News 8 Now how he intends to begin his new role.
My initial desire is to listen. And before I start to teach, I have to know the hearts and the disposition and hopes of my people. And so that's going to take some time.
Bishop Battersby will be installed as the Bishop of the Diocese of La Crosse May 20th at the Cathedral of St. Joseph the Workman. The decommissioned Genoa power plant is no longer standing. The demolition took place yesterday, briefly closing Highway 35 and part of the Mississippi River. The demolition comes after the coal-fired power plant was retired and decommissioned over 3 years ago. It provided power to the Coulee region for more than 5 decades. The CEO of Dairyland Power Cooperative says the company has been working to close its coal power plants as they move toward using sustainable energy.
Transitioning to, for us, which is lower reliance on fossil fuel, moving to more renewables. This is the 6th closure, just to show our commitment to carbon reduction.
Ridge says they're looking to redevelop the land and start on a renewable energy plant in a few years.
Temperatures this morning starting off in the 20s for most, but winds causing wind chill factors in the single digits and teens. So you'll want to dress accordingly on this first full day of spring. It's going to feel more like winter. Plenty of sun though, breezy and colder, highs only in the 30s, right around 36 in the Cross. 40, mostly cloudy but dry tomorrow. Snow likely tomorrow night into about the first half of Friday. Anywhere from 2 to 6 inches. Still looking like a good bet. So an alert day for Friday due to tricky travel conditions for that Friday morning commute.
All right, thank you, Bill. Forgot about Dre? Never. Legendary rapper and producer Dr. Dre honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame yesterday. He was joined by who else? Snoop Dogg, Eminem, and 50 Cent for the big reveal. Dre is a 9-time Grammy-winning artist, producer, and entrepreneur. Dre is the CEO of Beats Electronics, and he and Snoop Dogg collaborated just last month to unveil a ready-to-drink product from their premium spirits company. Well, thank you so much for starting your morning with us on News 8 Now this morning. We will see you back here at noon. Have a great day.